So, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. It is a great game overall, it is a medium difficulty platinum, but it contains some of the most absurdly terrible DLC trophies ever made. Joe Must Die mode from the End of Zoe DLC, as well as 21 Survival Plus from the second banned footage DLC, are pretty horrible, don't get me wrong. But I would argue that the single hardest and most annoying trophy in Resident Evil 7 is Ethan Never Dies, for finishing the Ethan Must Die banned footage level. Basically, this minigame mode requires you to play through a shortened version of the game with extremely limited health and completely RNG items. It is absolutely terrible and caused me lots and lots of pain and suffering as well as the loss of a controller, so please join me for said pain and suffering. Anyway, here are my first 6 total runs. During this time, let me go ahead and explain exactly how this mode works in greater detail. You begin with a very basic pocket knife and nothing else, and you have to navigate a majority of the main house with the risk of dying in often a single hit. The number of enemies is pretty consistent on each run, but they do have slightly different spawn patterns and behaviors. Traps are also pretty consistent, but the biggest issue overall is that of random item spawns. There are crates scattered throughout the house, marked with 1, 2, 3, or 4 stars. The higher the star number, the better the gear should be. Keyword, should. They can also contain bombs, but those crates eventually become pretty easy to distinguish, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. While these first few runs were honestly just a little bit of early practice without really remembering what to do, I did end up having some pretty bad luck throughout them. Even if you learn to play this game mode perfectly, there is a not insignificant chance that you'll just fail due to bad RNG no matter how good you are at the game. I guess to be fair, my 6th run did go reasonably well. I had a fair amount of gear and cleared the boiler room. Unfortunately, I forgot how to clear out this room and ended up failing. But again, this was mostly just very early practice. During my second stream of Resident Evil 7 on the PS5, I managed to obtain the Platinum Trophy, which is always a great time. But that's not what you guys were probably here for. Just a memory now, and... Biosplattered. Another Resident Evil game is done, folks. We did it. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is complete for the second time, at least in terms of platinum. And now we have the most incorrect version of Chris Redfield ever made. Not my Chris. That is not my Chris. Following the Platinum Trophy, I attempted the Ethan Must Die mode 4 more times. Attempt number 7 ends prematurely when I completely forgot about this early enemy because I'm stupid. I forgot he was there. I actually forgot he was there. That is entirely my fault because I forgot he was there because I'm dumb. Attempt 8 actually does start with some strong weapons, but it fails in the boiler room because boiling 2 molded with the burner just apparently does not work correctly. And you get bullshit like that. I burned the crap out of them and I still died. Attempt number 9 was total BS, as for whatever reason this gas trap decided to kill me. You see what I mean? That's the kind of thing I hate about games like this. I walked over it the same way I did last time, but I actually died that time, so... It's horribly broken. Very horribly broken and unfair. We have a pretty solid amount of equipment during run number 10, clear the boiler room with relative ease, and make it back upstairs. Sadly, I still did not actually know what to do in this particular room, and this is what happened. Oh, I almost walked right into that. You game. No, seriously, you game. I saw that there and it didn't let me dodge it. Yeah, this, I'm not playing any more of this tonight. Stream 3 begins with my 11th attempt at this game mode, as well as an Albert in the incinerator room. I then wisened up and watched a video guide to remind myself of exactly what was coming next, because apparently my memory of this was not as good as I thought. We clear this whole pool table room for the first time, actually find a Magnum, use the turret to survive the living room ambush, and then this happens. I do not remember that being... Don't you do it, game. That was not a thing in the past. That is not in the other version. You game. No, seriously. That is not there in the other version of the game. To be entirely fair to the game, I later remembered that these two enemies are here in the PS4 version, so this death actually was entirely on me for forgetting. What isn't entirely on me was my death on my 12th run. This enemy should have died, and I should have been outside of the range of the turret, but apparently the game decided I was not. What the f***, stupid game. Also not my fault because I wasn't outside, so that turret should not have hit me. Now, if the enemy had died like he was supposed to, that wouldn't have happened either. Run 13 was definitely not at all my fault because sometimes the game just lets the gas traps kill you even if you were clearly sprinting past them because it's so well made. Run 14 begins with 2 stabilizers but no actual weapons because this game absolutely hates me. I don't think I mentioned this previously, but when you die, you drop this little angel statue thing, and if you manage to break it on a subsequent run, you get a random item from that run. This run would also begin the infamous Walking Shoes saga. These shoes, for some sadistic reason, are a 4-star item. So what do? Make you sprint at superhuman speeds? Make you able to jump over enemies and just knock them out from the air? I don't know where I was going with that. Fuck no. They make you walk faster. Not run faster, walk faster. Literally one of the most useless items in the game that would cause me a lot of grief on a lot of runs. I would later end up discarding the walking shoes, and was quite thrilled to see my third 4-star chest of the run. Take a guess at what was inside. Came in here for it. This mode would be horrible for your sanity, anxiety. Well, sanity as well, but anxiety for sure. I already disposed of these earlier and it just gave them to me again. Despite that inconvenient setback, I actually managed to kill all of the 4-legged Moldids. We're able to sprint outside, use some bombs to take out a fat Moldid, and reach the old house for the first time. Unfortunately, there are very few items here on this run and most of my other runs. So now we have the final battle against Marguerite. It works similarly to the main game, but we have substantially reduced resources during this one. The best strategy is to hide in this particular corner and try to let the traps and turrets deal a lot of the damage. But due to a total lack of any sort of defensive items, she just one-shots me early on in the fight because that's how this mode works. The game just fucks me, because of course it does. Not my fault, yet again. Absolute garbage. On run number 15, we make it back to the house's second floor, and we actually pick up the Albert from a 4-star chest, which is exactly the kind of thing you would expect and not the fucking walking shoes. I'm still angry about that. And then this one contained a Magnum, which is also great. Now, I did have a bad spawn while sprinting for the exit of the house, but I did successfully make it back to the old house where Marguerite is. This time around, I actually dealt a lot of damage to Marguerite, but then the game decided that bending over a 29-year-old Asian boy over a barrel and forcing them to lick bug-infested coochie would be more fun for the developers. I died in one hit, despite having items. In what universe is that considered fair? In what universe was that a well-designed game mechanic? Run 16 is a disaster because the game literally didn't give me a gun even after reaching this, boiler generator room. So at that point, I just decided to go ahead and unalive Ethan prematurely because this run was going nowhere. That's fine, I really don't care because I had no chance on that run. I was that far in without a gun, so I couldn't access certain rooms. I really didn't care at that point. Run 17 gives me some half-decent gear, but no healing items, and then this wonderful 4-star treasure and my conspiracy theories about the game. A 4-star crate, let me guess, is gonna be walking shoes. I called it. It's walking shoes again. Are you joking, game? This has gotta be trolling by now. Is this like that Welcome to the Game series where the developer can literally go in and mess with your game while you're playing? Despite this horrible RNG, I actually made it all the way back to the first floor of the main house. Then this happened. And the game f***s you over completely! Good job, developers! You're so good at making a fair game! Now, very serious questions, you guys, here on Run 18. What do y'all think of the burner in this mode? Some guides say it's really good, especially against Marguerite, but honestly, I struggle a lot of the time to get kills with it because it kind of kills things really slowly and they can just one-shot you through it half the time. I don't know if that was actually me or if that's just the way the weapon works, but let me know in the comments what you guys think of this weapon if you've actually done this particular game mode and if it was a make or break for you or anything like that. Anyway, I stupidly forgot the second rule of Zombieland and died in the generator room. This one was entirely my own fault. That one was actually my fault. He didn't die from that. I should have double tapped. I forgot the second rule of Zombieland, so that one was on me. Run 19 ends prematurely when my machine gun decides to start firing Nerf darts. Huh? We're now 20 attempts in, and we're actually having a pretty solid run as we drop to the first floor. And we're in pretty good shape upon reaching the old house. So, is this finally going to be the run? No, of course not. I have to suffer more. That deflating loss led to a quick fail in run number 21. Huh? Excuse me, game? He went a different way than he normally does. He doesn't normally do that. He circled back around. He doesn't normally do that. On attempt number 22, I made it back to the old house again, dealt quite a bit of damage to Marguerite, but a total lack of defensive items rears its ugly head once again. That's not fair. That is not fair. That is not fair. That is cheating. That is not fair. That is absolutely not fair. I decided to give it one last attempt on stream number 3. I actually made it back to the ground floor of the house, but then this happened. The walking shoes again. Okay. I am done for tonight because that is complete and utter bullshit. It seemed as though this trophy had fully broken me, but against my better judgment, I decided to stream just one more night of attempts. Also, the death counter that I put up on screen during the stream was seemingly wrong, either that or I wasn't counting like one of the early nights or something, so please just go ahead and add 3 to the death counter at all times. My first run of the night was a total fail that for once was entirely on me for just missing a whole bunch of shots that I should never have missed. Yeah, I kinda saw that one coming. I should not have missed that many shots. That one was entirely on me. Attempt 25 was going reasonably well, but I got burned by the burner yet again and failed. Okay! That's not fair. That's definitely some BS-ery because I was guarding, so that's not supposed to one-shot you if you guard. Especially when you're at full health, even in this bullshit mode. Alright, so that's the first bullshit death of the night. Attempt 26 starts out pretty well, and neither me nor my chat have ever seen this amount of burner ammo in this particular game mode. I've never had that much burner ammo. Okay, maybe the game heard me talking bad about the burner and decided to teach me a lesson. But yet again, the unfairness of this mode shines through. What was I supposed to do? They wouldn't die. Another bullshit death for this bullshit, stupid-ass game. Attempt 27 is a failure pretty early on due to a total lack of weapons. I don't even care if he kills me because I literally had no chance. I literally had no chance. You didn't give me a weapon. Even the survival knife could have gotten me through that, but you refused to even give me a gun or any sort of weapon. Attempt 28 finally gets us back to the old house for the first time of the night. I dealt what felt like way more damage than the person did in the video guide I was watching, but this is what happened. That is bullshit! That is so much complete and utter garbage. I made it pretty far on attempt 29, but guess what happened this time? The game decided not to function correctly, and the turret on the first floor decided that it did not want to kill all of the enemies that it does on literally every other run of this game mode that I have ever seen in my life. Okay, that doesn't happen on anyone else's run of this, but at least it gives me a reason to use the steroids. Okay, I have never seen that happen before. That cheated. That was blatant cheating. I have never seen that happen before. That turret always kills everything. I don't know why it chose not to that time. Probably because I had half-decent gear. Attempt number 30 should have gone well, but unfortunately some very bad RNG with enemy placement and damage resulted in death on the second floor. That's complete bullshit. Bad RNG with the enemy placement, and they wouldn't die like they're supposed to, and they also one-shotted me, despite the fact that I had taken steroids. But then again, this is yet another run where I didn't have the secrets or essence of defense, so I really had no chance in the first place. This game. Attempt number 31 ended very early on when I stupidly hit the wrong button and got myself killed by a basement tripwire, again one of the few deaths that was actually my fault. Attempt 32, it features everyone's favorite troll item. It's the walking shoes! This game is listening and trolling. You will not convince me otherwise. You will not convince me otherwise. This game is absolutely listening in and trolling. And then I died due to very bad RNG and a lack of items yet again. Stabilizer, kinda useless. Okay, what was I supposed to do about that? You gave me walking shoes and a small pistol. What was I supposed to do when it doesn't kill the enemy? So at this point, I'm like completely broken and just so over this game mode. Let's see how attempt number 33 goes. It's gonna be the walking shoes, just watch. Oh! It's the Magnum. A burner, there we go. A 4-star chest if it's the fucking shoes. The grenade launcher's probably the worst weapon you can get though, unfortunately. Compared to some of the other stuff. The essence of defense. Okay, we actually have the ability to defend ourselves this run. Okay. The other one didn't die. He's not dead yet. Oops, I might have wasted that, so I might only have gotten one of them. Oh, wait, did I get both of them? I did. That's all I got, so no choice. Well, we have inventory space, which I guess is a good thing. Pull the Magnum out in case the big one's still alive. Nope, we're good. Okay, we made it back to the house again. Okay, we've actually made it back to the old house, but we have a pretty limited inventory this time. Though, this is actually the first time we've ever had a defensive scroll in this entire run. Either we kill Marguerite here, or we might just have to give up forever. This is making me realize I probably should buy a heart rate monitor for some of these games. Okay, do that. Blow up that bomb, because I don't trust the game, and we didn't get a box there. Of course we didn't. Alright, use up the bad handgun first. Okay, we are doing some serious damage this time. Okay, we actually did some pretty good damage on that one. That was a lot of hits right to the coochie. That was a lot of hits. So we can get the turret to do some work. Okay. Guard in case she tries to hit me through the wall. Okay. I'm not trying to get away. I'm just sitting there. Magnum shot straight to the coochie. Let's go. 2 Magnum shots straight to it. Let's go. Come on, turret. Do your work. This is bad. I have almost no ammo left. I got the burner and 1 handgun shot. I'm kind of screwed with the amount of ammo the game gave me this time. But that's fine. That's fine. I can actually defend this time, which is different from normal. Because it actually gave me the defensive item. I'm gonna tell you something, Rachel. I need your scrawny head. That turret's out. That's a big problem. That turret's out of ammo. That turret is out of ammo. And I'm almost out as well. Great. Now how's this supposed to work? There's no escape anymore. How the hell is this supposed to work? I need to find another turret. Or another bomb or something to hit her on. There is space down there I can run to. But I don't want to accidentally hit a bomb. Come on, walk right into this bomb, please. I'd appreciate it if you did that. She hit a different turret. She hit a different turret. That turret's dead, but she hit a different one. I just don't know where the other bombs are is the problem. I don't want to accidentally hit one. Oh, I thought she would leap there. Dang it. Okay, I seem to have a strategy here that I can kind of run circles here until she accidentally hits this bomb, so... Or I shoot it. Yes! There we go. Is she dead? It's done. It's done. It's done. With my last bullet. It's done. Holy shit, it's done. I never have to play that mode again for the rest of my life. It's done. It's over. It's actually over. After 32 failed attempts, I finally grabbed one of the most obnoxious trophies in the entire Resident Evil franchise. I would argue that this trophy isn't as much truly difficult as it is just really, really unfair and RNG heavy. Once you learn the mechanics and the enemy spawns, it really just comes down almost entirely to what items you actually get on each run. Even on my successful run, y'all saw how close I was to completely running out of ammo. I basically did run out of ammo. I used my last shot to finish her off. And if you're like me and tend to get like really bad luck with a lot of the games you play, well, this video is pretty much the experience you're going to get with this DLC. If you want my advice, I would suggest not bothering with this game's DLC unless you have a Snamwich or Senza level of masochism and death wishes with fewer anger management issues than I have. Anyway, huge thanks to everyone that watched these streams. They did pretty well, and I have pretty amazing fans and friends that gave me a lot of donations to help make up for all of my suffering. And, well, thank y'all for suffering through this game mode with me, and especially for those of you that stuck it out until I somehow pulled a victory from the bug-infested coochie jaws of defeat. If you enjoyed this whole thing, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Ring the bell if you also have not done so already. Let me know down in the comments some of the most unfair and annoying trophies that you've done, including this particular game mode. And I'll see y'all back here real soon for another trophy video.